censoring of media, how they censor one side, not the other, and they promote things that may not be aligned with what you have to say, but the issue is when they align it with children's toys, children's books, children's movies, right? Because children are impressionable. Welcome to the Rift Podcast, episode 38, right?
Yes, sir.
Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day, enjoying it. I know we're ripping them out again, all right, because September, once again, I've told you guys in previous episodes, but I'll tell you again, this month is the most hectic month of my life, and we're doing our very best to get you an episode every Monday and Friday. We're going to be here, all right? Be here, be square, don't fear, all right?
That was terrible. Don't ever use that again.
Be here, be square, don't fear.
Yeah, that wasn't not your best one.
What's the square expression? You know there's one.
Be there, be square.
Be there or be square.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't get it right either.
That's what I just said. I said be there or be square.
Oh, okay. All right. Be there, be square, and don't fear.
No, it's not part of it.
Because we're getting you episodes, all right? Every Monday and Friday, we're here for it. And Wednesday, you can go catch an episode on the main podcast, which is where we just got monetized. We did. So we're making money now, but we're not really. So if you guys get that subscribe button, we'd love for you too. But no, it's all good. It's all good. In September, we're getting through it. We're doing our very best to make it the best, which means pushing through, getting you guys the stuff that you need. Speaking of getting people the stuff that they need, I actually, so if you guys didn't know, I have older sister, younger sister, right? Younger sister, still in high school. Okay, she's cheerleader, and they do, I don't know, is this just a Texas thing? The pepper rallies.
The what?
Pepper rallies. Pepper rallies. Pepper rallies.
Quit saying pepper.
It's pepper rallies. Pepper rallies.
Pep rally.
Yeah, pepper rallies.
I don't know why you put an in there.
It's rally. Is rally.
Pep rally.
Pepper rally.
Okay.
Pepper rally. Pepper rally.
The pepper rally.
Is it only in Texas? It is.
I don't know. Where is that? Wherever it is, it's not called pepper rally. I know that.
Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's only in Texas. I think it is because I went to whenever I went to school in San Diego. I think I talked about it before. And they're like, "What are you talking about?" Like they don't do that. They do. They don't even do homecoming. Do you know this?
They definitely have homecoming.
I don't think they do.
You're just making stuff
They
up.
do prom. They do prom. I do know that. But dude, I think it's a Texas thing where people only do pepper rallies and homecomings.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, to kind of go back, what this pepper rally is basically in
You're doing that on purpose.
pepper rally.
Why are you saying pepper?
I don't know. That's how I say it. It's
Okay.
just the way it is. All right, pepper rally. All right, these pepper rallies are in the morning. Okay, on Friday morning because every Friday night you have a game, right? Football game for the high school. Okay, and I'm telling you, dude, I think this is just in Texas. Because even like outside Texas, they don't do Friday Night Lights.
I bet it's just south. I bet it's not just. I bet like
Maybe you're right. Maybe it is south. Yeah, like Louisiana, they probably do it and stuff. Yeah, but in the mornings they have this, and the cheerleaders put it on, and it's supposed to like hype up all the football players, get them excited for the game, then get the student body excited for the game, and then you go out that night and you're supposed to win, obviously, right? Well, during these pepper rallies, they have like different games that they do with students. So I get them hyped up. They do cheers, and then they have every once in a while they have motivational speakers. Well, my sister, cheerleader, she's putting on this rally, and she asked if I could speak at it, which I'm not afraid of public speaking, but I've never had like a point to go out and say something, right? Does that make sense? Where basically like I feel like if you're a public speaker, you kind of got to have something to speak about, you know? And I think sometimes, like, especially during those, there's some people that don't have anything that anyone needs to listen to.
I feel like most people from Greenwood going back to give the speech is just...
Yeah, it's kind of cringe, dude. I'm not gonna lie. And it's not always it is cringe.
Yeah.
It is cringe, and it's like, why is this going on? What is this? What are they doing? So I didn't want mine to be like that, because I kind of feel like I have something to say, but also I know it's kind of the way it is, and so I prepared for it, and I wrote a whole speech, and I wanted to talk about kind of the values that I have found throughout my life, and and what I would do differently if I was in their stage of life. Right, which is high school, senior, whatever, that kind of stuff. Well, when crafting my speech, my target audience that I was directing it to was my younger self. Okay, so myself when I was 17, 18 years old. Unfortunately, I showed up there, and there were children. There were children there, okay? It wasn't just myself at 17, 18 years old, because I think I was probably... I don't know, I may have been more mature or something, but these kids were kids. And I realized I'm not a kid anymore. We're not kids anymore, dude. Like, we are full-blown adults. All right, like a 23 years old, dude, we're adults now. Because I went back there and I said, oh, these are not adults. I thought I was close to these guys. I'm not anywhere close to them. Okay, those are kids. And they're still 17, 18 years old. And they even brought in like elementary school to where they're like, 12 years old and stuff. And those guys are for sure. That's not a question. I didn't know I was going to be talking to them either. But seeing just seeing the way that these other kids acted, dude, they don't think about anything. Like, they don't know what's going on in the world. They don't know anything at all, which I guess is good. Like, it's innocence, and kids should have innocence, and they're kind of blocked out. But I saw even more how impressionable these kids are, where I think us as adults, which is what we are now, which is kind of weird to say, but being a full-blown adult, we kind of have our ways and structures and things that we think how it should be. And those kids think they do, but they don't, and they're very impressionable. And so some of the stuff that I said, dude, when I got done, I was like, probably need to be a little more happy. Because I was saying stuff like, you need to earn what you do in life. Like, I said I wanted to be like Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, and, different Jeff Bezos, guys with a bunch of money. But I wanted to be them now, and I wanted to be comfortable. But when they were this age, when they were their age, they weren't comfortable. Dude, they were getting bullied. Like Elon Musk, you ever heard his childhood story? Dude, it sucked.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Look at Jeff Bezos when he started Amazon. He looked like a complete nerd. Mm-hmm. Right? Joe Rogan, he talks about that's one of the reasons why he got in jiu-jitsu and got in training, because he was bullied. He was picked on. And so they had hard, difficult lives when they were in elementary school or in high school, where now they have great lives. Whereas you see some of those guys who the bullies, for instance, you see stories where those guys were the ones in high school where they had it all, a popular kid, whatever, and then they get out in the real world and they're nothing, right? They don't do anything. And it's like, so I was trying to kind of convey that, but it was pretty dark. It was pretty dark. And I guess my mind kind of thinks more on that dark, it thinks more on the dark side, where I don't think I want to go make a bunch of money to buy a Lamborghini. I instead think I must make a bunch of money so I don't have to ride my bike to the gym. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Where I see, I'm like, if I don't do this, I'm a failure. Not, I don't see it as if I do this, I'm gonna win. Right? Which some people, maybe that's just humans like thinking negative. Like you see the negative, and you got to do something different so it's not negative instead of seeing the positive. And this kind of glass half full, glass half empty, I guess. But those kids, I don't know if they needed to hear. So, I mean, they needed to hear it, yes. But after I got done, there wasn't much pep in the rally. Not gonna lie.
Well, that's why even like you say how impressionable they are, which they are. But then at the same time, I think about whenever we were in high school, listening to the people talking to pep rallies. I couldn't give two shits what they said. I just hope they said something funny. Other than that, I'm like, I don't care what you say, pal. Like,
well, once again, it depends who was talking, I think.
Yeah, I mean, whenever like, I remember one guy came in, he had played, and then he like went, he was in the Marines and stuff.
Yeah.
And like that guy was like, all right, but when they bring in the kid who raps and graduated, I was like, all right, pal. Last thing I did was listen to you talk.
Oh no, it was there.
So I mean, they're probably impressionable, but they're also more ignorant at the same time,
Yeah.
where they don't really care.
Yeah.
It's they're either going to take it with a grain of salt and not listen to anything, or take it with no grain of salt and take it straight to heart, depending on the kid, probably.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah. They're extreme.
Yeah.
Right, where they don't care at all, and they're like, I'm just glad that I'm skipping school,
Yeah.
or like that we don't have to go to class, or they're like, okay, I actually like want to listen to what this guy has to say, and like they take it to heart because they don't know anything different. They haven't listened to anybody else, which is scary and good. That's why. I mean, we talk about it. Like, it's not like I'm okay with promoting. Like if someone, maybe not even us, but like, how do I put this in words? Like the censoring of media, right? And we've talked about this before, but how they censor one side, not the other, in media, and they promote things that may not be aligned with what you have to say. But the issue is when they align it with children's toys, children's books, children's movies, right? Because children are impressionable. And that was one of the reasons why I think Barbie was so controversial, because that is a child's movie. And you take a young girl there, and now you give her social ideas that she must follow as a child who's impressionable and who's still understanding the world, and you give them ideas, like structure of how it's supposed to be, when it may not, when another belief may not be that way. And that's one of the things where, like, if the Barbie movie was, promoted, I mean, if it wasn't like a child movie, I don't think there'd be as much controversy and so much push on it.
That's what I was trying to think just now, like, thinking back to, like, if you were to name, I don't know, like, a prime movie of your childhood, like, what are top
SpongeBob
three?
Movie.
Yeah, see, like, when I think of them, I think of, like, Shrek, like, SpongeBob, just, like Pirates of the Caribbean, maybe. I wonder how much politics were in those that we didn't notice, or if there were just no politics at all. And
I don't think there were any.
that's what I don't think there were either. Like, I was in there,
Any.
which then I'm like, I don't want to be ignorant and be like, oh, there were none, but then just me being young, I didn't realize. But even,
I mean,
like, thinking back to, like, Shrek, and, like, I just can't think of anything that was pushed, like, at least not, like, there might have been politics, but I don't think it was, like, you could tell left or right.
Well, so here's the deal: is maybe it was, but it was like Pirates of the Caribbean, but it's just like reality. Like a pirate.
That's
should
what
be
I'm
a
saying.
man.
Like, there were politics, but it wasn't, like, defining left or right.
Yeah.
Which almost no politics almost makes it feel like it's the right, but, it's whatever.
That's it is kind of interesting to think about, because was it always just one side? Was it all like Indiana Jones was a man?
Yeah.
Right? Like the shows that Star Wars, like Anakin Skywalker is a man.
Yeah.
Like is that politics, or is that just like the world?
That's
is that
what,
like reality.
Yeah, going back to Ben Shapiro's I don't remember if that was the last episode that we were talking about this or this one, but his whole streaming media or his media platform he has now. What's that? What's it called? One something? No.
Is it The Truth something?
I can't remember.
No, I'm thinking Truth Social. I don't know.
Something Wire? Daily Wire?
Oh, Daily Wire.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daily Wire.
Like he said, I don't remember if you listened to that podcast with me, but he said that they have a children's section where it's going to be like kids shows. And he said, like, it's just going to be like no politics, nothing left from the right. But now people who see that are going to be like, oh, those cartoons are from the right just because there's no politics in them. Like,
no, exactly.
That's what, like, people on the left would, I guarantee most people on the left would refuse to show them their shows just because it's Ben Shapiro's, even though it has nothing to do with the right.
Yeah.
But they'd rather them be.
But see, that is the extreme. And I think mainstream media is extreme now. And I think the average normal person, like, right, so there's extreme left, extreme right, right? Those extremists, and I tend not to listen to either one of them. The middle person, where they have values from the left side and values from the right, that person just wants a good movie with a good story. You don't care about politics or adding in these new ideologies and feminism or LGBTQ, any of this stuff. Like, I don't care. I just want to watch a good movie. Like, what happened to The Elf? Right, where it's just a funny Christmas movie. When's the last time you made one of those?
Yeah.
Right, when's the last time they made Wedding Crashers? You ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
Mom, Meatloaf. Right? They don't do that anymore, dude. It's super bad. There hadn't been another one of those.
That's why, like, I don't care if there's a gay couple in the movie.
Yeah.
As long as it's like adding something to the movie, not just like every
just,
movie you watch, like you have to have them in there just so they're in there. Like.
Yeah.
Then, like, as soon as you watch it, you just know you're like, okay, they're trying to please a certain side. Then it's like you're not even interested in the movie anymore.
That's the whole Star Wars, dude. I love Star Wars, especially like Anakin, like the second trilogy. Right, that was like one of my favorite. I hadn't even watched this newest one because they just put this girl in there just because like it doesn't make the story any better. They're like, all right, we're gonna start with a girl being the main character. Now, how do we build a story off this? Like just. Make a good story and then figure out the characters and other pieces to go in. And if the girl is the best one for it, cool. Like, I'm fine with that. But the fact that your whole idea for the Barbie movie is having a girl as the main character with feminist ideas and the world following around feminism, ruling, right? And now let's make a story around that. Like that, it's too much, and I'm like, dude, just make a couple. Like that's why I don't watch movies anymore. Yeah. I don't watch movies, which I guess it's better for me, get more stuff done. But it is frustrating, and hopefully, these children have good parents that can teach them. Like, hey, I mean, not necessarily teach them right or left, but just teach them to critically think for themselves and not be so impressionable and where everything just gets hit in their mind and then they absorb it and now they follow that.
Yeah, which honestly, like me, I don't know if it was the same for you, but like it had to have been pretty late on in my days whenever I knew that we were Republicans. Like I feel like I was super sheltered from politics and all that stuff. Like I had no clue growing up. Like I knew like, oh yeah, we like President Bush. He's our president. But
he grew up in our hometown.
I probably was whenever Obama got elected. When I first started paying attention to like left and right, I would assume.
Well, that was 2008. You were 8 years old.
Was it 2008? Okay, then. Oh, then there's no way then.
So
maybe the second time he got elected. Maybe around 12. I don't know, but even like thinking about growing up, like I guess I probably knew, but it was never made a big deal. But nowadays, like I can't sit through a dinner with my family without something getting brought up, left, right, something. And oh my god, here we go.
It all goes round and round.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, hopefully just children now have good parents that either shelter them or help them understand to critically think through these ideas, because that's all I want. I mean, I don't need you to follow my ideas. I don't need you to follow anyone else's ideas. Make your own ideas and just get all the information that's presented and have that information presented, because that's another thing is the censoring reduces information, which I don't like either. But
I think everyone should just follow my ideas. I think I'm pretty solid up here in the head, so everyone just follow what I say, and
you're like one of those kids I was talking
smooth sailing society.
All right. Well, guys, if you think you want to follow his ideas, hit that subscribe button. Now, don't you? Well, we all just follow it. Hit that subscribe button. And hopefully you guys enjoy because it's going to be it for the podcast. If you did, once again, follow Parker. Hit that subscribe button. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Take it easy. We'll talk to you next one. Peace.